and they win the NFC South.
What's good, everybody? Let's talk some Tampa sports. My voice is still a little bit raspy from yesterday being at Raymond James Stadium, but usually how this goes is I'll have like a couple pointers on this screen right here that's in front of me, just like making sure I don't miss anything. I'll take some notes, just some bullet points type thing, nothing crazy. Today is blank, because today we'll talk about the game, we'll talk about the stats, but ultimately I want all of us to leave this video enjoying what is happening right now. We're all aware of what is happening with the Buccaneers right now, but I just want to make sure all of us are enjoying the moment. The Buccaneers, 5-1, atop not just the NFC South, but the entire NFC. With the situation of offensive line dismembered, starting the year without Wirfs, and people have to center move here, left guard move here. Luke Gedeke goes out. Cody Mauch goes out for the season. Even Luke Haggard, who was the backup for Cody Mauch, goes out yesterday. We're going to have to find a fill-in for him. And over the last couple weeks, they've been a top 5 pass blocking offense in the entire NFL, with half their offensive line out. No Mauch, no Gedeke, still top 5 in pass protection for Baker Mayfield. Only giving up 1 sack to the Seahawks, only giving up 1 sack to the 49ers. So you got that. Round of applause for the offensive line, everybody. Good. Receiving. The Bucs are now at their preseason receiving core. That's what they played the 49ers with yesterday, was their preseason receiving core. Tez Johnson, Cam Johnson, Sterling Shepard, Ryan Miller. Wide receivers 1 through 4 are all out. No Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin, no McMillan, no Ibuka. And the Bucs went out there and had 256 through the air with, once again, Tez Johnson, Cam Johnson, Sterling Shepard, and Ryan Miller as your receiving core. All right, got it. Bucky Irving goes out, probably the best playmaker on offense. Rachaad White just fills right in. We're a Rachaad White channel. You will go through every single one of my videos. I was never team trade Rachaad White. So Rachaad White's just doing what we knew he could do on this channel. No surprise to any of us. But being able to just fill in. Sean Tucker showing up when he needs to. He got himself his first touchdown of the year yesterday. That's the offense. New offensive coordinator. Josh Grizzard just filling in, continuing to get better week after week after week. Go over to the defense. Secondary. Zion McCollum, cornerback 1, was out. Benjamin Morrison, out. Last week, Jamel Dean was out. Best pass rusher went down for the season in week 2. And this team is 5-1, top of the NFC, with the leading MVP candidate. I just want to make sure everyone here, everyone watching this, just heard that full circumstances of what has been dealt, the cards that have been dealt to this team, this franchise, through 6 weeks of the NFL season. Top of the NFC with the leading MVP candidate. That's the moment that we're living in right now. And I just want to make sure everyone is enjoying that the same way I am. Live in the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Just do it. It's not like we're playing scrubs. It's not like we've had an easy schedule to start the year. This team, they're just doing it. And ultimately, it is a testament to the culture that Jason Light and Todd Bowles have both built together. This locker room is just next man up mentality. Baker Mayfield leading that locker room. Someone goes down, energy doesn't change. The headspace doesn't change. Still level-headed, we got this, next man up, let's go. Let's go to work. And week after week after week after guys continue to go down, just finding a way. So for the game itself, oh my goodness, Baker Mayfield, are you kidding me, bro? Some of the plays that he's making and seeing it done in person. That play, 3rd and 14, just ridiculous. Dead to rights, sandwiched between 2 49ers defensive linemen. Escapes, hits a dead leg, just reaches for the first down. Next play, hits Tez Johnson over the middle. Perfect pass. Great catch by Tez with his hands as well. What? It's just crazy, dude. It is crazy. 17 for 23, 256, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Still just 1 interception on the year for Baker Mayfield. Once again, only sacked once. This offensive line. And a quarterback rating of 139. And you look at the other side, Mac Jones, their team also dealing with injuries, also with wide receivers out. Tight end out. 27 for 39. He does throw 347 yards, but 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Both were costly for them. 6 sacks. How about that defense showing up after what we saw last week in Seattle, where it was like Sam Darnold's just moving around perfectly, gracefully in the pocket and just avoiding every single sack. 6 sacks. How about that? Moving on to the rushing, Baker Mayfield, 3 carries, 14 yards. Didn't do it as much as we've seen him do so far this season, but once again, that 3rd and 14, absolutely ridiculous. Rachaad White, 17 for 65, 3.8 yards per carry, and that touchdown. Just continuing, tough running, falling forward, converting 3rd and shorts, just doing what we need from Rachaad White. It's not like he's breaking 45-yard runs, anything like that. Just running tough, continuing to wear down the defense. As the game goes on, quarter by quarter, Sean Tucker, 6 for 25, 4.2 yards per carry, easily his best game of the year. And of course, that touchdown to top it off. Receiving, let's go ahead and give a shout out. This is the first time we've done this so far this season. I think he deserves a shout out after this game. Servassier Dennis. Christian McCaffrey, we know the threat he is out of the backfield, and we know the possibility of him catching one and just breaking it. We see him do it week after week, no matter who the opponent is, no matter who the defense is. 8 targets, 7 receptions for only 57 yards. That's a win for the Buccaneers. You might look at it, 7 receptions. That's kind of a lot. But only 57 yards. He's catching it right there to tackle him. And that's our guy, Servassier Dennis. So he deserves some credit absolutely coming out of this game, 1,000%. Kendrick Bourne had the most amount of targets for the 49ers, 9 targets, but only 5 receptions. But those 5 receptions did result in 142 yards with 28 yards per reception and a long of 56. He had another fantastic game following what he did in LA the week prior. Jake Tonjes had a good game. Demarcus Robinson had a good game. Marquez Valdez-Scantling and VS showed up a couple times. But outside of that, the Bucs did not get beat over top. Not being with Zion McCollum, not being with Benjamin Morrison. I'm okay with looking at these numbers and being like, well, they didn't get beat over the top. Mac Jones had no passing touchdowns. I can live with this. Buccaneers receiving. Rachaad White doing a little bit, but Cameron Johnson, 4 receptions, 4 targets, 64 yards, and a touchdown. Tez Johnson with his breakout catch, his first touchdown in the NFL with, of course, that ridiculous gravity-defying backflip to top it off. And then that whole thing of him thinking the MVP chants were for him. This guy. 1 for 45, 1 touchdown, getting the job done. Cade Otton, continuing to see more and more and more from Cade Otton. Started last week where during that Seahawks preview, we're like, where's Cade Otton? We need more Cade Otton. We continue to get it. 6 targets, 5 receptions, 51 yards. Sterling Shepard, 2 receptions for 51 with a 36-yard long. And Ibuka, unfortunately, does come out of the game with a hamstring injury before halftime. So like I said, that whole second half, your starting receivers were Cam Johnson, Tez Johnson, and Sterling Shepard. We are down to receivers 5 through 7 on the depth chart, with 1 through 4 all being out with injury. Bucs still finding a way. Next man up. From what I've heard so far, it's not going to just be this quick turnaround. It might be a couple of weeks for Ibuka, which is very, very unfortunate. Chris Godwin has already been ruled out for the Detroit game. So you know for sure you're missing Ibuka. You're missing Godwin. McMillan's obviously not coming back yet. The only guy, maybe Mike Evans. Is he going to be coming back? Or are we going to have to wait another week? Or maybe even after the bye? Who knows? We'll wait on those Mike Evans updates. Continuing to scroll down, we are now at the 49ers defense. So I just want to take this opportunity. Prayers to Fred Warner, the best linebacker in the NFL at this point in his career, and just where the linebacker position stands. There's nobody doing what he does in the middle of the field. Very unfortunate, just as a competitor, to see him go down the way he did. You knew in the stadium, even though they didn't show the replay on the screen, and I still haven't tried to like search out the replay. I don't know if it was like super gruesome or if you can even see it. I don't know what happened. But being in the stadium, just seeing everyone, the reaction, like waving the medical staff onto the field, everyone immediately taking off their helmet, taking a knee on both sides. Definitely tough. Definitely tough. That cart came out quick from the sideline, and you just knew it was a rough one. And once I didn't even know who it was. Once I saw it was Fred Warner, I'm just like, man, that's tough. And he's been one of those Ironmen too. I think he's only missed one game being drafted in 2018, I think. Only missing one game. Very unfortunate. Has been typically pretty healthy on a team that has unfortunately dealt with a ton of injuries. So it's another one added to their list of injuries, and that sucks for the 49ers. So prayers to Fred Warner. As for the Bucs defense, once again, just shouting out those 6 sacks. And Todd Bowles, you look at these halftime adjustments lately. I mean, just doing what needs to be done. Looking at what he's not doing correctly or what's not working well enough for the defense, and having the wherewithal, the mindset, and the trust in his defense to be like, guys, we're switching up the game plan at halftime. This is actually what we're going to start to do and throw at their offense. First half, Bucs really were not sending very many blitzes. And then you go to the second half, and the blitzes start to show up. And you see the final 6 sacks on the game. Levante David had one on a blitz. Jamel Dean had one on a blitz. And what a hell of a game he had with the sack, with the interception. Very good game. Very good game. Forced fumble on that sack as well. Tyke Smith, Hassan Reddick half a sack, Vita Vea half a sack, Yaya Diaby with 2 sacks, Elijah Roberts half a sack, CJ Brewer half a sack as well. So fantastic job by the Bucs defense. Todd Bowles dialing up those blitzes when they need to be done and coming from the right angles to ultimately lead to these sacks. Already shouted out the Jamel Dean interception, but Kendall Vildor to start the game should have been a pick 6. He tripped like 3 times. Turf Monster kept getting him, but hey, the Bucs were able to turn it into a Rachaad White touchdown regardless, so 7 points end up on the board anyway, so we're all good there. But hey, Kendall Vildor filling in, getting that turnover. It's not like, the pairing of him and Jamel Dean was perfect. Mac Jones still threw for almost 350 yards, but it's nothing to complain about, given that your cornerback 1 was not on the field, and then also Benjamin Morrison being out as well. Only other thing I want to take some time to shout out, special teams. Obviously, I'm in the stadium, so I may have missed a couple things, but it seems like the best special teams game of the season for the Bucs. Field goal kicking, punting, punt coverage, kickoff coverage, everything seemed pretty sound from what I've witnessed in the stadium. So I think that deserves a shout out as well. As bad as it's been, we've complained. When things look good, we also need to give that a shout out. So hopefully that continues. Don't give him too much praise yet. Hopefully it continues throughout the rest of the season, because those just ridiculous, this being blocked, that being blocked. I know McLaughlin did have a pretty big missed field goal, but he's going to miss here and there. I'm not going to say that absolutely ruins the entire performance of the special teams. Overall, I'd say it was solid. That's going to be it for me, though. Very fun day. Very fun day. And the fact that it was a 4:25 kickoff, I was sitting in the shade I was maybe in the sun for the first 7 minutes of game time, and then after that I was in the shade the rest of the way. So it felt great. The lights ended up turning on as it went into that later into the early evening. Just great vibes. Great vibes. Love being out there, and hopefully we get some more games flexed. Maybe we can avoid a few more 1 o'clock games where we're just beating in the sun. But hey, we will see on that, to be determined. Next week, of course, is going to be against the Detroit Lions on Monday Night Football, another primetime game. One of their best players just got a 1-game suspension in Brian Branch due to what occurred at the end of the game, after the game, actually, with him and Juju Smith-Schuster. So that's a big thing that we'll know as we continue to go further into the week, breaking down the Lions. Tomorrow we will have our film breakdown or film session of the Bucs 49ers. But until then, I'll talk to you guys soon. Leave your comments down below, your thoughts on this game. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Go Bucs. Enjoy the moment. Y'all have a blessed one.
Hey, hey, Tampa Bay.